last year? Last year was the Ubisoft CEO, or not CEO, executive that said gamers should probably get used to not owning video games. But to be fair, that was also it was a misattribution. It was clipped in a way that was unfair, right? It being a quadruple A game. Yeah, the quadruple A game was the problem, not even the not owning games, because I always thought that was unfair. So anyway, I said this. I responded. I said the funny thing is this is true for many game franchises, Final Fantasy, From Software, Baldur's Gate, but I don't think this is true for Borderlands. After watching all of the trailers and gameplay footage, I just don't see how another mediocre millennial humor looter shooter is worth $80. Are people going to spend $80 for Borderlands 4? Yes. Dozens of them will spend $80 for Borderlands 4. Now, the real question is, will they make their money back? Check the survey. Well, no, I don't check surveys. Surveys don't matter. This is like a really good example. Everybody says I don't like gamers vote on what they want to be true, not what is true. I don't listen to what people say. I listen to what they do. That's it. And so, yeah, $60. Yeah, I don't care about votes. I care about dollars. And I care about player count. The fact is that more and more video games are adopting a lower price point model, and it has gone extremely well. It has been massively, massively successful. And the truth is that people would pay $80 for a video game. Why pay $80 for this game when you can play the first Descendant? What the hell are we doing? What the hell are we doing going around talking about playing this shit when you could just go play the first Descendant for no fucking reason for that? And so there is literally no, or Expedition 33, yes. Well, I'm talking about another looter shooter game, or Warframe, yes. And so this guy is going out and saying it is an $80 game and you're going to make it happen. People will make it happen. If you're a real fan, you'll make a way to make it happen. The problem is that these games aren't good enough for people to do that. This seems like a toxic answer. No, it's a true answer. And Randy is right in a way, but he's wrong in thinking that his game is going to garner that level of popularity. It's just not going to happen. Every other game, it is toxic, to be honest. Yeah, I don't really care. I mean, like, I don't think it's a big deal to say this, but like, I'm going to buy it at $20 when it's on sale in 6 months. So that's bold for you to assume that they're going to sell it for full price for an entire, what do you call it? Yeah, I don't know if I want to scroll down too much farther for that. But anyway, Borderlands was niche, so it's going to flop. Well, the game, I think, is probably going to do relatively well. I think Borderlands 4 is probably going to have a Doom the Dark Ages level success, where it's relatively successful, a decent amount of people play the game, but it's not a massive hit, and it's not a breakout success. It's going to be just kind of like another day. That's kind of what I am assuming more than anything. That's what I'm assuming. It'll be better in Borderlands 3. But what's this here? Borderlands 3 sold 22 million copies with all the negativity at launch. I don't think it matters much for this series. So what you don't understand is the stacking debuff of how controversies and negative feedback and criticism affect a game down the road. So like what happens is that a game gets a lot of negative controversy and negative criticism, and then that happens to it enough, and before you know it, now nobody cares about the game anymore. And that's the issue that happens with a lot of these studios, is that immediately it doesn't have an effect. And like, for example, like look at Shadowlands. So Battle for Azeroth was a pretty shitty expansion in a lot of ways. And because of that, Shadowlands, I think people were frustrated, but they still bought Shadowlands. Shadowlands was more of the same for Battle for Azeroth, and because of that, Dragonflight was a flop. And so what happens is that there's a ripple effect of bad releases that are not observed immediately, but they're observed over time. And so WowBrain, no, I've shown this before listen, I can show this with PoE releases. I can show this with, let me think, besides that, Look at Lords of the Fallen, for example, right? Like, they massively improved the game, but because the game wasn't good on launch, then people will not come back and play it and try it again because they've already made their decision. That ripple has already happened. And think about how hard, like, look at Assassin's Creed. That's another great example. So Ubisoft, I bet Star Wars Outlaws was not an awfully, like a terribly badly selling game. But the problem is that Star Wars Outlaws negatively impacted Assassin's Creed Shadows because it created a pattern of behavior of mediocre products. And so same with X-Defiant was. So after bad video games come out, bad video games set the stage and set the tone for future bad video games. It kind of happened with Cyberpunk. Yes, well, there are games that bounce back, and that's true. But can we all agree that these are the vast minority? And also, it's not like when Cyberpunk 2, like the Phantom Liberty came out and the 2.0 update came out, nobody was looking at the 2.0 update the same way that they're looking at Borderlands 4. Like, let's be honest here. Borderlands 4 is just another, it seems like, generic looter-shooter game. There's nothing crazy or amazing about this game. This isn't revolutionizing anything. It's not some insane high-quality game. It's just going to be another looter-shooter game. It's going to be fine, right? It'll be probably your average 6 to 8 out of 10, depending on what your interests are. Maybe a 5 if you really don't like the genre. And that's going to be about it. And so Cyberpunk's issues will affect The Witcher 4 for sure. Yeah, and I do think that there will be people that will be apprehensive about buying The Witcher 4 on release because of the release of Cyberpunk. And I think this does definitely happen. And it doesn't mean it's going to affect and hurt The Witcher 4 completely, but it will affect it. And if you don't understand that brand value and how that affects things, and so, like, think about it like this. Let's take a step back and let's think about something, because we're talking about abstractions. Let's talk about let's talk about your personal experiences. Have you ever had times where a streamer that you were watching had a few bad streams and then you stopped watching them? It's not like you watch somebody, they have one bad stream, and then you just decide, oh, I'm done with this person. Usually that's something.
Ready to parry.
Oh well. Here we go.
En garde.
no margin for error. Danger!
Precise.
Watch out, my elf.
Watch out, man.
Can't off.
That's more like it.
Please survive. Ready to parry.
Thank you, my dear.
Coming. Watch out, man. Watch out.
Please survive. Blades, that brave. to parry. Take down the shields. Let's dance. Blades. Rain. Ready to parry. On me. Finesse and grace. Okay. Ready to parry. Yeah. On me. On me. On me. The dance begins.
Interesting.
Vessel dodge.
I'd love a dance.
Minoko, parry.
Now the fun begins. return to shine.
Let's dance. Not looking good. Still need your help.
Flashing through the sky!
Good stuff.
Let's dance. Okay. Wow, thanks.
Hang on tight! Here we go! Here we go! Acceleration!
reach level 99. You can find this leveling spot inside the monolith. Simply shoot these 3 enemies and you will gain over 1,000,000 experience. After this, go to the flag and rest and the enemies will respawn, allowing you to do this infinitely. This is by far the fastest way to level up, and it is recommended for the end game. You can earn more than 100,000,000 experience an hour with this method. For maximum experience, it is recommended to play in New Game Plus, as shown in this video. It works just as well in a regular New Game, but the enemies won't give as much experience as they do here. As this is the single fastest method in the game, you can continue doing this until you reach level 99, which is required for the Survivor trophy. Good luck! Level 99. You can find this leveling spot inside the monolith. Simply shoot these 3 enemies and you will gain over 1,000,000 experience. After this, go to the flag and rest and the enemies will respawn, allowing
On me.
Hang on tight. Flashing through the sky. Flashing through the sky!
Hello, and welcome to the guide on how to reach level 99. You can find this living spot inside the monolith. Simply shoot these 3
My turn.
At the low level Megillum, or
Hey there, Alex from Alex Gaming with a quick guide on how to get Grandiose Chroma Catalysts to upgrade your weapons in Expedition Fury Free Clair Obscur. If you're in need for Grandiose Chroma Catalysts, there are a couple of places to farm them, but just keep in mind that the general rule you need to think about is that you'll get them as a reward for defeating any chromatic boss or regular boss that can only be met once you have the ability to fly or go underwater with a ski, and also by finding any gestural benders in any of these areas. That being said, I recommend that you start with the first 10 levels of the Endless Tower, the Reacher, Siren's Dress, the Chosen Path, Falling Leaves, Floating Cemetery, and Crimson Forest. If you're reaching level 80, then go to the Flying Manor. And finally, if you're reaching the level 90, go to the Renoir Drafts. I'll leave a link to Map Genie's Expedition Fury Free map. This is not a sponsor, by the way. I've used them for a couple of years with every big open world game to get the final missing pieces on each of my playthroughs. So be sure to pay them a visit. I'll leave the link in the comments.
Who's going to upgrade our Pictos now?
I can do it.
Mael,
I'm getting quite tired of people telling me to go home.
fine.
They're counting on me. I found the letter
What?
from Alicia. I need to see her.
Understand what?
Why, Maman?
What? Kept her scars? No. Don't go messing with her head.
She's the one who kept coming to me.
Just leave her be.
Vaso, you're not doing her any favors. You were already And let's not talk about what you owe her.
Yeah, of course.
Then she can throw us out and we'll leave her. Is that a yes? Great.
If I had to guess. There is a place she loves. At the top of the mountain. Near the monolith. With the third axon.
Oh, that axon. I guess we're climbing.
So, you're really enjoying this, aren't you?
Can't rely on good hair and well.
Everything.
How does it feel? At the end of the day,
Will a duel help you feel better?
not today. I know I shouldn't grow attached to humans. Yet,
Because Verso knew what you were like outside the campus, and you are the most loyal friend.
when I left you 10 years ago, I convinced myself.
Yeah.
Yet here I am with you again.
You're not any more real than I am. That's a reality we have to accept.
And have you accepted it? Sometimes I wish things could go back to how they were before. When we could play, it felt like nothing bad could happen.
Good times now.
Bad times seem to have made themselves comfortable, though.
Well, want to go hunt some Nevrons? We are absolutely not ready to take on like in the good old days.
That would
Let's go get cut in half.
I don't usually get this nerve.
Yeah, I can.
It's not that I didn't care before.
Now it's personal. I'm going for a swim with Esquier. Care to join?
Did Esquier put you... Esquier's such a little trickster.
He did say you're a terrible swimmer. Well, you always seem uneasy. That way?
You can save yourself.
What happened to teamwork?
Your hypotheticals,
It is.
Okay. For the record, I do know how to swim. It's just...
Oh, I can help you with that. I had an aversion to Minoko.
Oh,
Exposure. Oh, I tied myself to Minoko for a month. Well, Noko tied.
this is your idea of an...
I was also the swim captain at school. I'm still a good swimmer now. Come on. It's about control. We need to help you feel in control of...
All right, then.
Just sit then, when you're comfortable, until we get to the trees on the island there.
I did it.
And you doubt it.
You are indeed an
Now,
What? No
so you admit it was inspirational. Actually, you feel...
Oh, Verso.
What's wrong?
I'm afraid Mael can bring Pierre back.
Oh,
I do?
you do?
Our time together was special.
I don't think that...
I'm sorry.
Don't be.
It's strange.
Mael.
She has the power to remake our world.
Yeah.
You said,
Yeah.
did you have...
46.
Oh,
Must be serious.
am I now?
Sorry.
My...
They were expedition. I didn't travel with them, but I have come across them.
You have?
Yeah.
Oh,
I can show you.
really?
But don't... Come on. It's not far.
No.
Well, if you change it...
Thank you.
on tight.
You don't necessarily need it, stuff like that, right? But I have, I think, 400 or 500 Lumina points now, so not all of this is 100% mandatory. I have teamwork for when I'm in a team, but this is a build for solo. Either way, let's talk about this build and then see what else is necessary for. Same with Empowering Parry. This one's a little different because I don't think necessary one, so who cares, right?
Another axon. How did it get so large?
She wasn't always this tall, but she's obsessed with reaching the stars, so...
Papa and his parables.
Parables?
He never paints just to paint. Everything has to have layers and layers of meaning and purpose. Everything's a lesson.
What's the lesson with this one?
Hope.
Lizzie. My sister's at the top.
And Papa knows I have vertigo.
She who grasps the sky.
I hate climbing.
You're outmatched. Ready to strike. End of the line.
Great.
Just try it.
Almost lost you there.
Here we go.
Flames. Rain.
Your existence ends now.
Are they trying to fix things or break things?
She who grasps the sky. They're jealous. They wish to destroy her work. Pull her back to the ground.
Is this part of the parable?
Everything is.
You're outmatched.
A proper challenge.
Let's cover path.
Well, that will help.
go.
Let's spill some ink.
Your existence ends now. Things are spicy.
Okay.
波回家补了半件装备，再出来。
吓一吓你。
一个德玛西亚人，一个诺克萨斯人和一个弗雷尔罗德人。
God, when did Chovy get his first career pentakill? When was that? On what?
来了，直接开打。
It must have been ages ago.
这一轮因为中线已经推过去了，而且
ults waves at the perfect time, soaks up a ton of pressure, gets that top tier 1 turret, forces Rookie to respond all the way to this wave, and while it didn't get the Otacon the first time round, it has those lasting effects, and now the Otacon picked up for free. You know things are going good. You're getting good eats when you get Otacon with 0 response, but what, a top lane tier 1 turret? They don't even get this mid tier 1. They have the top points to cover it.
Yeah, I like this one. So they don't even give up too much in the process, and now they want to fight.
Oh, Knight, good charm timing as JJ goes in. Crescent Guard drop, but on. Fates call out. Nearly dies. Plays Belfar to the absolute edge. Does sacrifice the mid-tier 1 turret. It feels like Bonon goes back in, and I spoke too soon. El guess be careful trying to play around those bubbles as Gala drops the culling. Good use of the clone from On once more. It continues to be so slippery on this Nico, and BLG don't give anything up.
Yeah, and look what's happening here. Because of this commitment to IG to take down, or from IG to take down this turret, they lose control of the map yet again. A big wave was under that bot tier 2 turret. They lost a lot of it. I mean, top wave is still in a really difficult position for IG to be dealing with. And because of this overcommitment, they get control of the entire map. Because now,
Bejuan is hunting. A little too far forward, but another clutch charm comes crunch in. There's no Crescent Guard, no Xin ultimate. That's the jungler for IG down with Hem and Soul Drake up.
I think that's it. Soul taken. Really no contest to be had here. I don't even know why IG are even bothering to talk. To watch the Dragon Soul go through, I suppose, at the end of it. No upgrade. They just lose out on pretty much every level. They might lose a little bit more. Wow.
I know it was. They're going for the throat. On with the 2-man pop blossom. Gala didn't even get to move for a whole 5 seconds. 2 kills just like that. BLG are hunting for more.
Okay.
Yeah, they have to run with their tails between their legs. This game is really starting to fall apart. BLG again, full map control in their favor. IG can barely step outside of their base, and it's worse. The jungle difference farm continues to grow in favor of Bejuan. See that it's so easy for him. He has to be careful.
Not impressed. Watch out. Ready to strike.
It's been great, yeah. We gotta give him credit for playing that one. I think the top
What a chance.
The more I struggle, the more it's going to continue to grow.
That is not just Otacon.
That's jungle.
By definition. BLG, and where you're at this point, you can just really go through the motions. Spot where we really want to see BLG not try and have Chemtech Soul, you have side lane control constantly.
Yeah.
Just wait for your Baron window or IG gambling.
It's right
try and
now.
Make sure you don't take it. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, the setup is perfect. Again, this just in the map state, IG really haven't been able to respond in any capacity. And now they kind of have a decision. Do we try and contest this Baron? Do we all in on the person in the mid lane? And again, the vision is good. Bejuan can hit the ultimate, but I still think they can play for this one.
They have the Ren Smite. Remember, there should be no world where JJ can get away with this steal. He's going to fly in. The tidal wave comes across. It gets close, but still, Beitchuan secures it. Meanwhile, Gala gets booted out of the fight at about 40% HP, and that leaves the Shy to his lonesome. He's going to use the Between Worlds to try and dash out, but guess who calculated exactly for it? It's Beitchuan and On who meet him on the other side of his portal. Down goes the Equalizer, and here comes Billy Gaming with complete vengeance and no regard for Gala and IG. This is clinical.
It really has been from BLG. What a great look for them. And again, you got to give some credit to Invictus Gaming for how they played out the early game, how they tried to keep things slow. But Billy, as soon as they got a little bit of control, they ran away with this game. And IG have just not been able to respond. And the map play, the objective setup from BLG has just been too good. And it's gotten them this absurd gold lead that we're looking at right now at almost 10,000.
This is such a huge sign for a BLG team that as you get a replay look at this start to the Baron. You know, dominated 2024, beat down with this combination of, you know, hand stiff in their solo lanes being, you know, some of the best in the world, but it was also this macro aggressive approach to the map state that was really lacking for most of 2025. This is a very big sign of maybe a return to form here if this keeps up for BLG.
It is a really good look, and it does make me really excited if they're able to continue this into the next game.
On with another pick. Mako flashing out of an Equalizer. So you do get 2 ults for a surviving Nami. Small win, nonetheless.
I was going to say, maybe a small loss incoming. Walk away from this one. But yeah, to your point too about this return to form for BLG, it really has been a nice look for them, especially here today. If they're able to keep that up, this is a team where you really got to look at them for title contention to actually win the LPL here in Split 2.
Here's the final stand for IG at their inhibitor turret. Hijacked Pop Blossom just to hold Beitchuan at bay. Look at the line of Ganon minions just set up right here, just firing along on that turret that if it drops, BLG are going to full send it and maybe just wallet dip this one. On goes for a bit of an aggressive play onto the Shy. Luckily, he's got the Fate's Call to hold him in place. Crescent Guard, another defensive ult dropped by JJ's. The Equalizer comes through. Turret is down. JJ has no way out but to go forward. In flies Beitchuan. They've got Knight coming across as well. Clutch Charm landed from Knight. He picks out the Shy from the fray, and that will do it. 30 minutes of near dominance from BLG to kick themselves off to a 1-0 series lead.
We're going to have a little fun with this one. Maybe bully Mako in the base, but what a great opener here for BLG. Again, no room for placements moving, but BLG, they're here to style.
And maybe most importantly, they are looking to come into their playoff spot in about a week's time, if not a little bit more, in the best form. That's something that is integral for these 4 teams, like we talked about with JDG and AL just a series ago.
We did. Again, it is a really good look for them after this game 1 of the series. We'll see if IG are going to be able to bounce back, but that one looked rough. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, like, they had the good bot lane start, but even after that, they were just not on the right page on the map. Like, Beitchuan, it really was from the jump, right? It was like, Beitchuan steals a bunch of camps, gets the first dragon, he passes up to the grubs, gets those for free, and that was the you know, tiny snowball you made with your hands, kicked down the side of a mountain, and look what happened at the bottom. Bye-bye, cabin. IG cabin.
Yeah, pretty much. I think overall, the early game, again, there were moments where I think IG responded to dive attempts really nicely, because that was pretty important there for that early setup. Especially you're playing Poppy, you want to dive a lot. But it got to a point where, again, the objective setups were too good. The way they set up that first dragon timing to basically turn that into dragon, 3 grubs, a really nice keeper's verdict to ensure there's no contention, into just constant objective wins. Feels like from that point on, when they lost that first dragon, Invictus Gaming were on the back foot pretty much the entire game.
Without a doubt, beat down. And while it was a while ago, I can't help but pull back to tape that we saw from IG before their 5-game win streak. This was, you know, all the way back in week 5. They third game against Weibo played out a lot like this.
Yeah.
With this Gnar split pushing constantly.
My God, through the, that's actually really well done, through the wall, with the Braum door being
boom
aimed towards the right, which, to be fair, he had to.
Yeah, Rich going Penta? Right after this.
So the reason why I'm filming on DNF is because they have a chance. They got the advantage. They can win the game, actually, right? But they're just throwing out.
So, what did, by any chance, would you care to enlighten us? Who did you predict today?
I predicted DNF! Because they have the fundamentals. Finally, they can actually do something.
Let it be known, I've never had a crash out like this over prediction. That clearly is not going the way you want.
That's because you won here. And speaking of winners, the losing side gets to pick what side they're on, and the DN Automotive Freaks have selected to move to the red side. Wolf said earlier on the broadcast, I don't think I've ever seen anyone do it except D+ in game 2, in which they eventually lost. And yes, I know, I'm crashing out too, Tibbers. DN Automotive Freaks now find some, I guess, strength in picking second here and getting counter pick into second.
I kept waiting because I wanted to give you credit for your segue where you type winners to losers and you're like,
well, they won the side select.
They're antonyms. So
they won the side selection.
I don't know. Yeah, because DK tried, it didn't work. I honestly don't think they're off the I don't think it matters for blue side or red side. It's not a drop pick. It's a gameplay thing! I don't know, man. Where's your sweater?
I don't know.
Okay?
I'm just sweating. But, like, I don't know why they picked red side, but we're gonna see. Yes, at least, I just want to see some creativity from the DNF. I don't know what I'm saying. Maybe I'm not speaking English anymore. I just want to see something.
Respect, interesting.
From DNF.
This series, it's very...
They're here for a reason.
We knew what was going to happen.
DNF.
We knew what was going to happen. We need you to respect the DNF pick. It's going all 3 games.
DNF.
And DNF have an opportunity to go ahead and turn it back around. They had opportunities in that last game. Also, I think that was Chronicler's best work in holding it together, as Wadid and I, the DNF predictors, fell apart. You know who's going to hold it together? Our casters, Wolf and Valdez.
Yeah, definitely going to hold it together over here. Thank you, guys. We'll see. T-Rex will win Worlds again. Maybe someday. Maybe this year. Who knows?
Right now, I think they'll settle for delaying their spot in the Rise group to win against our 10th place team. But that will, of course, require them to win again here.
From the blue side, Wolf, can they do it? Can they manage it?
Well, they have to be pretty worried, Valdez, about the creativity that could come through in this red side draft that Wadid was telling us about. Because
that's actually just a better way to say it. Like, I kind of want to say it that way.
By the way, 4th support player to reach 500 games here in the LCK, despite playing the LPL recently. A 4th most gamed, or 4th most... the supporters played
4th most games played out of all
I don't know
support players. He's got the 4th most games.
He's like top 4 gamers in the support category.
He's got some riz.
He's on a long career, and he is looking to play one more game in this series as well, because they want to go to game 3 with this red side selection. Let's see how the counter picks are used, because that's always the biggest question about red side. I think red side is definitely more valuable in games 2 and 3, obviously, than game 1, because you have then the opportunity to ban more stuff than you're like forced to ban on red side normally. All those prio picks are gone. Things can get a little bit more funky. You can be more strategic on red side in game 2, I feel, than game 1. Now, we did have that comparison drawn between D+, and it was like, oh, maybe, you know, I get what D-Gon's trying to set up there. Like, hey, they had another strong team did it. They did lose also.
I mean, it was against Shinji, and it was a wild Hail Mary. That's what I'll call it. I think this... You don't have to be in a position to do this wild Hail Mary. I think you could have just selected blue side again. Like Wadid was freaking out about, like, they had multiple chances where they were ahead and they had good fight setups, and they could have won from that side. So I'm not really sure, but we'll see. Maybe they got something special for top. Maybe dude has been practicing his Nidalee.
So this is the worst part about picking red, is that the first blue side pick will go to DRX. So Sponge gets to pick what he wants.
Azir.
Or can go to the Azir pick. Pantheon is still available. So that's where I thought we were going to see them go. The Poppy ban did lean towards, okay, Kallista's likely to come through here since it wasn't banned by DRX. So Berserker has had a lot of success on this pick. Even in losses, I feel like he's looked really good on this particular champion. They'll get the Renata with it as well. So there's your red side value already. You get the 1-2. They can't deny the Renata from you. You got the Kalista. You can protect this. We'll see what the response is going to be here. Is that Pantheon seems super obvious.
Yeah, it's a great pick on the patch with all of his competing junglers getting nerfed on this patch.
Did they just go Pantheon Nico? Because that's been one of the better answers into this Renata lane.
It's very likely it gets not nerfed, banned if
second phase. Yeah,
they don't pick it here. So hey, good call.
Yeah, I think this is the correct move, even though it feels kind of weird. So this will now be Bulldog looking for a counter pick here into the mid lane. Not known for Sylas, not known for Akali, some of the more common Azir counter picks. Talia was
already played. Just play Victor. I don't think you want to go more close range.
I also don't
playing blind Ambessa is not
it's not the strategy.
It is not a strategy.
But I
watch
like,
out.
Maybe they want to keep something a little bit in here. Like they have a tricky pick, like Bulldog plays an early control, and you know something funky happens. But the Ambessa blind here in the R3 spot, not necessarily the best use of red side you've ever seen. It's also not a champion that has a high win rate right now. It's not a champion that Dudu has found a lot of success with.
At the very least, they immediately pick it and then immediately ban. That's smart. Whatever else they want to ban. You know, Rumble's gone, Gwen's gone, Jace is gone, and now Renekton's gone. So this would be an angle where Ambessa might have an opportunity. There are other things that can be played into Ambessa to win the lane, so I'm worried about that.
We see a Gnar ban here where they want to Rich's cannon. I don't think so necessarily. Curious what else I thought would be another pick that Rich could play in this matchup and feel pretty good about. But you have this Kalista, and you know, one of your biggest fears is that if the top lane becomes unstable, your Pantheon and opponent jungler, Sponge in this case, will just control the side lane and crush you and prevent you from playing the game. There's the Victor ban, which is unsurprising. I think they could have just lost the Victor there and saved counter pick because they picked red side. But it feels like all of this draft, or all of the red side decision, was for the Kalista Renata. That was the whole thing, based on what we're seeing thus far. We'll see another play counter pick attempt here, finding the Azir for Bulldog. It was one of Bulldog's first big successful champions before he was playing the Aurelius Soul, before he was playing Tristana mid. I think this is a pick that a lot of us associated with him, so he has a lot of experience on it. Hasn't won yet, even Chovy.
Yeah.
Make it work.
Even Chovy. And I think that was the first pick. Looking through the list right now.
Yes. Smolder Nico.
No, it wasn't actually. It was 0 and 2 before today. Now 0 and 3. So,
no, it's going to be Ezreal.
Not Smolder, but Ezreal.
Can be really hard to play Ezreal into
Sion.
the Kalista if you don't have a range support. So, you know, commonly it's the Karma we used to see, but in this case will be the Nikos. They have a lot of really strong engage here, and now they have a robust front line. Tons of scaling with the Azir and the Ezreal. 2 item spikes, very powerful here for DRX. And so the final pick here will be for the jungle. And with the lock-in of the Sion, the Trundle did come to mind. This is one of our better Trundle angles, I'd say, out of the ones we've seen so far, because some of them have been a little wonky. The comp here from DN Freaks feels like it's a draft where, in theory, you could, if you play really well, control all 3 lanes. And then get a tempo advantage. It's hard to outplay when the enemy team just can't get control of vision. Their Sion isn't that tanky yet. The Ezreal isn't his 2 item spike, and you've already got the objective lead. You got feats of strength. Like, you snowballed the game. But if it's an even or behind game state into the scaling that DRX has, like they had pretty good scaling in game 1. This is kind of insane what they have. And I shudder to think about what could happen if DNF fall behind early. They had some nice advantages in game 1. Maybe they'll be able to index further into that because they really, really wanted that Kalista Renata lane. And they got it. Sure, Nico went over to the other side. It's going to make it a little bit tougher, but I think that's still a play point that they can go through is that bottom lane. And I really want DNF to bounce back.
Nice.
Because it pains me to see some of the rough decisions they've made, and I know they're frustrated. All their fans are so ready for a win. They're so sad that the struggles continue, and I don't want to see any more struggles. I want to see a big W. It's a unique draft. It's a red side pick. Let's see what DNF can do.
The R5 jungle trundle. Let's see if Bishop can pull it off here in game number 2. Here we go, game 2. DNF could not figure it out in the first game. But you talked about winning lanes. You talked about how maybe if they get a lead, they hold on to it, they work with the vision, and DRX can't come back. I think DNF, where they've been good, has been the laning phase. They are 1-13, but also they have won some games, and it has come through winning lanes and then getting enough teamfight wins to get across the line, which teamfighting is definitely, by far, I think their most struggling aspect as a team.
Especially on late game objectives. Sometimes it's about how they play the fights, like for example on the Otacon, and then sometimes it's about when they choose to do said objective.
Yeah.
Because we've had so many games this season, I know we've talked about this a lot, it sounds like we're being a bit of a broken record, but it's just how it is that like we've had so many games where DNF get the objective and then their Nexus explodes because their backs got stopped. And they chose the wrong moment to try to do Baron or try to go for a, objective Soul. And, one of those Soul Drakes where they barely get the Drake, but then like the enemy team just teleports into their open Nexus and kills them. And we've seen that happen so often for this team that it's got to be a bit of a pain point for the squad that still struggles to make the exact right call, and sometimes makes no call, and then loses control of those advantages that they had that Widid was getting very upset about in the previous Analyst Desk segment. So, the shot calling has been an issue, the decision making has been an issue, but when they're playing for themselves in their lanes, and even the 2v2 lanes, where you're not playing for yourself, but you're playing for the duo, Zerker and Life, they've been good, and this draft indexes into that. We saw the Hui moments ago in the mid lane. You just kind of burn the waves in this matchup. You outrange the Azir, you can poke him down. It's not easy, as you can see here, but I think with mastery on the champion that Bulldog does have, you absolutely can win this lane and gain prio for early objectives.
One thing that Azir has that Taliyah doesn't is a lot of reach to engage onto you in a 2v1 scenario. If your jungler comes around, Sponge can definitely threaten Hui's life, so he's got to be careful about that, get some vision up, and make sure he doesn't die to Azir and Pantheon combination plate. And that'll be the big one. I do think that this early game probably going to be a bit quiet once again.
I do agree.
So if you were going to go with your DRX and drink, go ahead and get that now, so you can prepare for this one.
I would recommend it.
Yeah, I'm still drinking water.
I switched to coffee.
Oh.
That last series, or the last game rather, made me feel like I was a little bit low energy. I needed to put some caffeine.
Was that your fault though? I
mean, as a commentator,
I don't even know if you were that low energy.
Was I like fine? Was I the right amount of energy for that game, or was I just, I don't know, not giving enough credit for the, I don't know, fiesta we had at times? Like I feel like Carler, he's really good at the fiesta energy when he Mickey Mouses. I don't have my Mickey Mouse yet. Not sure what I'll go. I kind of feel like if I Donald Ducked, it might be hard to understand.
Nevron, just kick a different Nevron.
Maybe
off the
like a Sesame Street angle, like a Big Bird or something,
Like the Count?
Yeah. Although he doesn't really get that excited, right? So I don't know.
Yeah, but
he does when he count.
He does do, like a lot of casters, count the kills in the play-by-play.
That is true. It's a 3 for 3. 2 for 2.
Dead even in the jungle, by the way, and in the bottom lane. Oh, wow. Just for a moment, then it wasn't. That was cool. Like, when the Zero turns white.
Yeah.
We rarely see that.
We do see it at the start of the game.
Yeah, well, I mean, before any gold is gone.
Yeah.
All right. Yukal with the attempted outplay actually is going to work out for him.
Get a little shields. Get a little extra damage, close the distance.
When your opponent has boots in the tier, you can do that. Later on in the lane, not recommend.
Oh well.
And it's all quiet when someone is with. Looking like we're going to see an Astro first here for Yukal, which has been kind of a niche build throughout this year's time in the meta, which is always, by the way. And like, it's either do they have a tank I need to cut through?
We had like a good 6 months at one time. Remember?
No, you tell me when, brothers. When it was nerfed that one time, and we okay,
level 6.
Advantage.
Yeah, Yukal doesn't seem to care.
There was a time when Azir got nerfed, and I feel like he wasn't meta for 2 months.
No, it was like a good 6 months.
When? 6 months?
I think it was like the beginning of 2024.
Yes, I'd love it.
6 weeks maybe. You sure you don't mean 6 hours?
Maybe it was 6 days, I don't know.
I feel like 90% of metas, Azir is B1-able.
No, there was a time where a lot of people weren't playing it. Like maybe it was getting played here and there. I don't remember exactly.
I do kind of remember when he was nerfed, there was a time where he was like gone for a minute. I don't think it was 6 months. It might have been like a month. 1 patch to 1 month, like 1 or 2 patch.
Maybe it was like 1 season, which at that time was like 2.5 months.
Yeah.
And then it like felt like longer because we just had a break. And then eventually Azir came back because he always does.
One split felt like half a year because what else were you really doing with your life if you weren't watching and casting LCK?
Yeah, definitely not going outside.
No.
Bulldog? Yeah, here we go. This is what I was talking about. It's one thing you got to be careful this way.
And now Yukal can just do it again. And there's no flash the second.
Yeah, he didn't even ult.
Yeah, that's why you got to react to the ultimate in that moment. But even if like you get the flash there of the ultimate, Sponge gets that extra second to get a little bit closer to you. And maybe you die anyways, so he flashes. So he doesn't die. But I promise you there will be another attempt from Yukal before that flash is back. And that's what he should be most worried about. This time Sponge can ult it. He was level 5 at that time.
Violence, yes.
Now he's level 6. Zerker is not winning the lane that they picked red side for. Because Ezreal and Nico is pretty strong.
Yeah.
If you win this lane, you have to do it through tempo you gain early and you never let go of. Like, it's a lane that is absolutely winnable for Kalista Renata, but the Nico makes it hard, and then you have to constantly be trading. You can't be hit by anything that Andal throws at you at any point. At least you just
watch out.
What happened. They're not like losing, but they're not getting the advantage that they were hoping for. Bulldog lost his flash. Top side still going well for Dudu though.
Yeah. NCS ahead.
Okay.
Crawling into the lead.
Yeah, I mean,
we're getting there.
You gotta crawl before you can walk, before you can run, before you can fly.
That's true.
Before you can go into hyperspeed.
Yeah, I can't fly yet.
Same.
Okay, we're just underneath the turret. Is Rich.
This is a bit of an awkward fight here for DNF. Okay, I think it's a wise choice to just back off this one. Because Yukal does have his ultimate available still. Wei is looking for a kill on this time.
I mean, he doesn't have ult, so maybe go with the shield. Okay, nice spear.
Passes.
Rich in a bit of trouble, I think. He's going the wrong way. Trundle is also coming. And the only question is who gets the kill. It will be first blood to Bulldog on a Scion who was barely fighting back.
Yeah. That was weird. I don't know, guys. Rich was trying to proxy the wave, I think.
Yeah.
I assume is what was actually transpired while we were talking about something else, and then panned over there, and he failed and was unceremoniously slowly killed by 1,000 paint strokes. Down he goes. So that puts Bulldog in the lead. He ended up putting himself in this matchup, so a little bit easier than trying to lane into the Azir, where he doesn't have flash. Nukel still has ult. This is not going well, still. The Renata and Vessa lane.
Okay, flash engage Renata. That is going to be a flash away. In trade for the 2-ult flash of the DNF bot lane.
Well, they relieved the pressure.
They did.
Get him out of there. One plate's ult.
Denying them more lanes, yes. Okay,
denying
stop the back.
All right, what else can we get? We getting a plate in return?
DNF surging into the lead.
Watch out.
There.
Well, I mean, it's like a 40-ish gold beat or something.
40-ish gold.
What, like 207 to 410? No, yeah, it's like a 200 gold lead.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
They did it. Now let's hold on to that.
Let's hold on to that. Let's build on that.
Let's build on that a little bit. Let's start to fight for objectives like this Cloud Drake. You know, it's a Callista comp way. You are fighting into an Azir still with flash and also has National Shoot, so gonna need to really wrestle some Cryo if you're gonna win this one. If you give it up, you're giving a lot of time to DRX here, so I need to at least challenge Cryo. And so far, there's somebody interested in that. I think it's pretty safe for Lazyfield to be up here. And he is flanked by his support, who does have ult, but not flash.
Yeah, flashes were traded earlier.
Yeah.
You know who loves when flashes are down is Trundle.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Atlas. Because he loves, like, maximizing the...
That is
cooldown.
true, but it depends on if they have Hex Flash or not. Which, in this case, nobody does. So, there are better angles to randomly throw your flash away.
But yeah, Trundle is also correct. I will accept that answer.
Yeah.
He does enjoy it when he gets to put his pillar down and slow people and then start swinging on.
The only issue for him is Ezreal. And in any other champ that has a dash. Does Trundle need an update? Do we need like a Trundle game
update? Scope update?
Yeah.
Where instead of just putting a pillar on the ground that could potentially displace people, you know, instead of a fight, he just throws it like a jab. He just lives like, you know how Skarner throws the rock? Imagine throwing a rock that's pillar shaped like a jab.
It has to be a skill shot because I think it's updated nowadays. Everything is yeah. This is real on. And, you know, he's going to do a lot of damage. I don't know if he's getting away. No. Good effort.
Vertigo, remember?
I know you're on, Bill. Good effort, but, like, good try.
I think really good reaction like the Freaks. Like, they knew, I'm pretty sure they knew that was the real one. They were like, well, he doesn't ult, there's not any...
His intentions are good, I know, but his methods...
Then he did, and there really wasn't follow-up.
Your father?
Killed him. And that's a
I'm the youngest, which makes everything worse.
Oh, I understand that.
Well, wasn't quite the early dragon I had in mind here for the second dragon. I thought it was going to be a little bit more prio fight. I thought it was going to be a little bit more of a Chemtech.
Claire's the oldest.
Hell yeah. Show me those mega cones.
She's just so perfect, so accomplished and talented. Papa's favorite. He's so proud of her. And Verso. Verso could always make Papa laugh. I had so many inside jokes. Then there's me.
And then there's you. The actual favorite. The one he calls his hidden star, but who's too shy and self-conscious to see it.
Yet here I am, messing things up even more.
Look around. He just wants you to fly.
By the way, Blue Derby sounds way worse than Blue Battle. I'm gonna propose that we change it to Blue Battle. Or at least Blue. Blues Battle. Maybe, yeah. Combine the words. Not everything has to be a derby, okay? Telecom, derby. No. Telecom war.
All these inventions. Gustav would have loved to see this.
and then he's gonna do big numbers and also get a shield.
So I'm worried if DNF don't get ahead and this Trundle falls behind, we have seen some pretty rough jungle Trundle damage numbers. True, I don't want to see that.
But he has a Scion. He can steal. Yeah. That Scion really hard. And,
Okay, going in. He did it this time on the Bulldog. And Bulldog has to flash away. And now we got a Pantheon coming up here. Yeah, not the right angle, but it's okay. He was there. He was helping out.
well, Bulldog can flash. Not the ultimate, but he flashed. Anyway, and that's successful. Like I say, he's on his way to the didn't have the shield just yet. Okay, here we go. Here's an angle. Here's an angle for that Ray.
We're getting some damage in. And that Eagle Oil comes over the top, though. And now Yoshi pretty tanky, though. And that's the hostile takeover. So much, but the Ezreal is still alive. And already has a double kill. And is chasing them down with just a double buff.
And with no ult and no flash and no real items.
Well, that will help.
Okay, he was just showing him who's boss. And now we're going to have a root come down on the Nunu, who's 100 to 0 almost immediately.
My turn.
On me.
Watch out, my owl. Break. My, what lovely feet. Oh well. A bit of violence, yes.
I'm not giving up.
Foolish move.
won't disappoint. Let's spill some ink. Ready to parry. Let's dance.
Danger! Ready to evade. Let us stay
Engage. Who is going to get in there? The pillar. The Ambessa that's not there, right?
We're engaging on a Bulldog instead. We're just turning off of this one. The follow-up from Yukal is huge, and he's got an arm guard now. And he has his wall, and there's not much that Piercy can do to him. That's a kill on the Berserker. He's bouncing around on the bottom side. He picks up another one, and he's doing it. This fight rich. He's got a lot of sticks in him. Doesn't look like he's getting away either. That's going to be the DNF team fight win with the triple kill. Berserker. Rich is fine. Playing here.
Get ready.
On me.
Lovely meat. I'd love a dance.
Let's spill some ink.
Coming. Let's go the path.
Let's spill some ink.
Ahead a little bit. They have a Callista who, if DRX are going to run straight into them and not... But they basically, we talked about how DNF don't have engage. They have a lot of disengage, and On the side of DRX, they're engaged. Dingo and Pantheon, who've seen this before. If they go in and they mess up the engage, they just kind of die.
Yeah, I think the engage is fine for DRX. It has to be executed.
Yeah, and the problem is
Expedition 61.
So that's easier said than done, but full vision control around the Baron to DNF. And this
my guy.
became the taxi for the Ambessa, who just turned right onto him. And at the end of the day, no one takes Baron. It's just a single kill that goes over. So much of the resources were being used on to Rich in that fight, who's just at this point so tanky, has 1,000 stacks. But they already know that in this moment here, Andel actually uses his engage. Doesn't have flash. Life saves the day here with his ult, so 2 big ultimates down for this skirmish. Then they turn on to Rich, right? And Rich is very tanky, but absorbs all this pressure. It's the moment the Pantheon ult goes down that basically Sponge gave DNF the engage they didn't have. Weirdly to say, but when he goes in, they just turn on to him because going in means not to. And while also pushing Otto away, Dudu is able to then flash ult and basically max range. They'll take Sponge out. Yeah, there from DNF. But I think Sponge going in like that. This game is getting wild and crazy, and that's what we expected.
It is very close, actually. DNF with the Otacon buff. I feel like they're in a better spot. More Dragons on top of it, too. And, you know, their goal is in the right spot. Berserker getting pretty fed after that last fight. As Rich starting to bounce in the wrong direction. Might just be Kemptexel here. Sponge not able to get it. And a handshake onto Yucal. Dudu going in. He's getting pretty low, though. Andel not able to hit much except Bulldog. And Dudu's actually totally fine. They don't have the damage to take him out. And Yucal and Lazyfield just have to back away. Triple kill here for Dudu. As they also... oh my god.
I think it's happening, Valdez. The comeback might just be happening. 6,000 damage to Bulldog in the fight.
Hello.
And they're looking for Baron. And Chemtech's soul for this composition is so huge for this Kalista. Pretty good for the Trundle as well. In these kind of wonky skirmishes we're seeing. Great for the Ambessa. So difficult to kill as all those dashes, all those shields. And that is just going to be Baron. That's also Lazyfield doing a blue buff. But that's going to be Baron. Observers showcase that for a minute. I don't think Lazyfield alone could have gotten it done, but I think a lot of other AD carries would have at least come over and gave it a bit of a crack. As
Alicia
blocks Rich, it's pretty huge. Really difficult to win the smite fight here in
Your
this
letter.
position. Yucal uses his ultimate and goes golden, but isn't doing damage critically again. While the Ambessa is just dashing through the team. He's used his stasis to be safe, but if you're not doing damage, then you might as well be dead, as Lazyfield can't actually hit the prio targets here, and it's just better front to backing out of DNF in these scenarios. And the game continues, but now DNF actually have a 2,300 gold lead. Chemtech Soul, Baron. There's a lot of standing gold on the map. Like, they don't have any turret big money, assuming nothing goes wrong on this push.
Yeah, and now the M-Bessa is really tearing the Scion apart. 3.5 items here for Tudu at 30 minutes. And the first time they've retaken the gold lead here in about 15. And yeah, they get the bottom turret. They're probably going to get this mid turret. Top turret was a big wave there. I don't know if they're going to look for that one. Maybe just keep pushing Everybody go on the same
She blames us. Doesn't she?
Would not be able to get this inner, so just maximizing more valuable gold here in this middle, mid lane.
You didn't deserve that.
Dudu here as the turret's going to go down eventually. He just
nice dodge here on the ultimate, and
4 seconds on Baron. They just back. So that's actually a good play by DRX, but like there's a lot of work to do. Rich, okay. He was inside the pillar there for a moment.
I had to flash.
Maybe that's what happens after the rework. You like throw it into the guy, and then it sticks to the ground.
Yeah, they just become they become one with the crystal. It's just a stasis.
Yeah.
Like a Arbiter, not recall, Arbiter stasis.
We don't need any more stasis in this game.
You don't like it?
Oh, you're the real accent.
It's just really strong. I don't hate
You
it.
know,
It's
Papa
just-
painted
I
her.
just don't know if it really suits the theme of Trundle for him to like put someone into a
So you know who she represents?
for a few seconds.
Yeah, no.
Can't hit them. I don't
Doesn't make any sense.
I don't think so. But it would be funny.
Maybe if they make him into a mage.
You
What if they made Trundle into
Like-
a first assassin?
being here
I'm sure somebody's tried that build at some point.
with her.
He is level 16, and Rich doesn't have flash, so Rich is not going to be tanking in the front line like he wants to for this upcoming Elder fight. 1 minute until it spawns. They were not able to secure an inhibitor, which would have ultimately been ideal if someone like DRX got They have guaranteed round, but DRX will be down a fair fight here. Sponge's ultimate is coming off cooldown, and he... there for UCal. They split the fight in half, and for the Ambessa, not able to actually rejoin. POM, a bit of a tricky one. I think Rich did a lot of work in the first game. Then we saw UCal get a huge lead. UCal had that great fight. I think I'm going to go...
I guess this represents his hope for us.
He had some pretty big ults. You got Bulldogs Flash in the lane.
For me, then.
Yeah, you know this one? Chicken banana?
Yeah, of course I know it.
You know
Go.
that chicken banana?
Claim your piece of sky.
Hell yeah. What? How you don't know about chicken banana? Please do. It's a great. Are you going to show me that clip? A lot of kids. No, a lot of kids like the song. It's a great song.
All right.
I've been singing it recently. That's why I know about it.
Well, today was a day where the only thing that matters is whose Nexus explodes in the end. Song is so
sweaty,
so
We
elated.
both deserve to
It's
fly.
more about not the hype that he
Let me
feels
give you
about
a
this
new
win, but
beginning.
more the relief about not losing, keeping the chances of making it to the Legend group alive. Yep, it is still a very small chance, but it is alive. We haven't seen any team snowball percentages
Alicia.
this season for what it would be, but I'm guessing it is pretty small, Valdez. They have to win basically every single match right now because they are.
I think they would have to.
With this win at 4 wins, and
They would need to go 3-11. And they would need a lot of other teams to tie that. Tiebreakers.
7-11, right?
Yeah.
7-11, they'd have to go, and then
Wait.
KT or D+ would have to lose all of their matches and go 7-11.
Mael!
And to lose all of them 2-0 while Direct wins all 2-0. I mean, basically, I think Direct might have 1 game wiggle room in there, but that's about how it happens.
Yeah.
So, chances are alive, but they're on life support. But wins like this, and wins like this with a 2-0, which almost didn't happen, are very important.
DRX does have to play Gen G next. I just wanted to point that out. But it's nice to get a win tonight. And, you know, they'll feel happy about the fact that they came back from behind.
Yeah, I think this week most of our teams will be decided. It's really those middle-of-the-pack teams like KT and D+ that we might not know until next week. But for the most part, our East Side teams will be Rise-gated. They'll be relegated.
What?
Rise. I don't know. We got to come up with a term for it.
Rise-gated. Yeah, no, that's perfect. Wolf, thank you.
Go to the prison. Rise.
I like that. I like that.
We'll think of something better.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We're not that good.
Someone will think of something better, okay? Maybe it's not me, maybe it's not you. But yeah, very quiet here in the comms at the final moment.
Hit the tower. You can see not everybody's happy, but UCal is elated.
Well, UCal did have a very good game, but I think he led the series. Yeah, there's no disrespect. Which made it hard for me to choose him, but like, I don't think it's a bad vote. It's just not my vote. It's not my vote. I
wouldn't have voted for him either, but I don't think it's a bad vote.
You know, Alistair, I was like, okay, solid option. I was thinking about it going into game 2.
Yeah, I would have gone for but yeah, either way, that's the way the
I'm sorry.
we do have to choose.
It's what she wanted.
For the translation to the internet.
I owed her that much. I honored her wishes.
Thank you very much, guys.
That's something neither you nor Renoir ever did.
I didn't get to say goodbye. You didn't wait.
She knew what she wanted.
With today's 2-0
You wouldn't have been able to sway her.
How do you feel?
She's not you. You don't know that.
The victory feels great.
I know her better. You didn't even give me the chance to try. You just erased her.
Verso.
You've lost 2 brothers. You know what it's like to lose your sibling. You painters, you just do what you want, you don't...
I do care. I know you're hurting, but the person who would have been wrong to deny her just so you could try and talk her out of her
She's the last of my family.
You have me.
Mael, I wasn't ready.
Don't understand. You were ready when you set Papa free. You expected that he would erase the canvas and everyone in it. Isn't that the same thing?
It's different. Why did she do that?
You know why. But you're right. I'm truly sorry.
Please. So, you're really enjoying it.
Can't rely on good. Well. It is a beautiful. The colors in the sky tonight.
Is it?
We shall bring.
I thought you want.
Who knows how much time? It's a simple journey. We're not far.
Golgra won't be happy that you're jumping the queue.
I'll deal with Golgra later. You helped me bring Noko back once before.
Always.
It's strange.
Mael.
She has the power to remake our world.
Yeah.
It's strange.
Mael.
She has the power.
Yeah.
Personality is great, and I think it's really easy to work on our chemistry and just building it up over time. I believe that we can definitely get there. Anything you'd like to say to Lazyfield? Thank you so much for playing so well, and take care of me moving forward. Now that you've overcome your losing streak, you have to keep the momentum going for the rest of your matches. Would you like to say anything to your fans? No, there are a lot of ups and downs, and we showed a lot of bad showings. But moving forward, I hope that we can work even harder to bring you an even better performance and gameplay that makes you happy. And thank you so much for your support. And that's the end of the interview with Andal, and back to the space.